Hello there and welcome to the Merseyside derby review where it finished 0-0. Probably on the face of it, it's a fair result, a 0-0. If we were going to be objective and fair about it, to be honest with you, and even as a Liverpool fan, there were probably moments in that game where Everton actually deserved to go on and win the game. We're going to go through, look at some player stats and stuff like that throughout the game as well, but let's just take a look at the statistics first of all. Now, statistics don't tell you everything. They really don't. So when you see Liverpool have 70% possession, Everton have 30% possession, it doesn't really tell you everything. What that makes you think, if you didn't watch the game, makes you think that Liverpool were in control a lot of the game, had the ball a lot of the game, and to be fair, yeah, we had the ball a lot, but what we did with it wasn't always positive. For me, the most positive person that was on the ball, which is why I don't always agree with the ratings that they give on this website or in general many websites, was Naby Keita. Moving forward, moving through spaces, passing through spaces, that was Naby Keita's game, and he was very, very good at it. People that weren't getting on the end of his passes, that is where the problems started to come in. Bobby Firmino wasn't looking very good, in my opinion, and that is also why in my preview I had said I wouldn't mind seeing Bobby Firmino not play this game or come on as a substitute, because for some reason there's just something there, something isn't necessarily been clicking, and this was 3 months ago when we last played as well. We were having these issues with Firmino not necessarily getting involved in the play like he normally would, which is where I would have liked to have seen like a Minamino playing through the middle, or if you wanted to go with Origi, that's fine too, that's not a problem. I was pleasantly surprised to see that Fabinho grew into the game. Henderson was doing usual Henderson things, working very, very hard. Same thing goes for Sadio Mane as well. We did have our chances, and even Firmino had his chances as well. He had a really good chance in front of goal and sent it so far wide with his left foot. It was just those little key moments that we could have had that could have turned the game in our favour. Now, if we look at the opposition in Everton, their key game was to come out, and if they knew that they were probably going to have the least possession in this game. So when they had possession, and it's a very big Carlo Ancelotti trait, if he's not going to have the ball for a long period of time in the game, it's what you do with it when you get the ball. And when they got the ball, and what you see with us, when we had the ball, and we're over in the opposition half and all that sort of business, right? And when we have the ball in their half and then lose it, bang, the two out players, Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison. And credit to both of them. Richarlison's got the higher rating out of the two on this website, but they were both a danger when they got in and behind us. They both have good pace in behind, and it's only the fact that even our recovery pace didn't necessarily, dig us out of a hole in this one. It wasn't the recovery pace of, a Virgil van Dijk getting back, tracking back, even Joel Matip. Joel Matip's not the fastest centre-back of all time, that's why I was a bit surprised Gomez wasn't playing, but hey, he eventually came on. But it was purely the fact that when Everton got in front of our goal in key moments, they just couldn't put it in the back of the net. So when you go through and you see we had 10 shots, they had 9, we had 3 shots on target, they had 3 shots on target, they hit the post, Dominic Calvert-Lewin missed a header, from very, very short couple of yards out. Key moments very early on. Richarlison as well flashes one across goal. Dominic Calvert-Lewin couldn't get on the end of it, but I'm pretty sure it was a cross goal shot, not a cross goal pass by Richarlison. He was going for goal. But it was very equal in terms of all of the other stats. So take away possession, just go through and look. Shots off target, shots on target, blocked shots, corners, offsides, fouls, yellow cards, hitting the woodwork. All right, we didn't do that. But everything else is pretty much very, very similar. Passing is something that we always do a little bit different and more than most teams, probably apart from Man City. Everything else is, in the words of Mike Goldberg, virtually identical. It really, really is. And that is pretty much how the game played out as well. It was very equal. It got to a point after half time where you just sort of got the feeling of this is probably going to be a draw. I felt that Liverpool had the quality to go on and win the game. Yeah, we had a couple of injuries. We've got James Milner went off injured. Jurgen Klopp said it's apparently it's only a precaution. Hopefully he'll be okay to either be on the bench midweek against Palace. And Joel Matip apparently hurt his toe or something like that. And then we had Lovren come on. So we've had Lovren and Joe Gomez come on. I was disappointed in Klopp to see him take off Minamino at half time. He said he wanted to make sure, like, you can make 5 substitutions in 3 separate periods. So in 2 of those instances, you have to make 2 substitutes at a time, unless you make a substitution at half time. So if you make a substitution at half time, you still have 3 left to use, which I didn't know that. Okay, and that's fair enough. But I felt that there was possibly other players. Like, I felt that Minamino was growing into that game. I felt he was starting to grow into that game. People are complaining that he's not physical enough to keep hold of the ball and all that sort of stuff. But I also think it was a mistake to bring on Oxlade-Chamberlain and put him up in Minamino's place. Whenever we play Oxlade-Chamberlain on a wide position, we don't get the best out of him. So if you're going to take a Naby Keita off, put Oxlade-Chamberlain there. Instead, we brought on Gini Wijnaldum, didn't really do much. And that's just being fair. Lovren didn't really do anything wrong, but he unsettles me as a supporter, because I know that he doesn't give me confidence as a defender. And that's something probably that I should get over, but I don't know what it is. I just can't move past it for some reason. And Origi did pretty much the same as Firmino. Put himself about a little bit, but didn't really pull off anything. To be fair, they made these subs late on. They don't get a rating. Sigurdsson actually did all right when he came on, but so did that young lad. He wasn't too bad. That Anthony Gordon coming on. Listen, Everton were much more solid than I expected them to be, and I should have probably expected that regardless, especially with it being a Carlo Ancelotti team these days, soaking up the possession and hitting people on the counter. We came up against that when we played Napoli. And they gave us a really hard game. And this reminded me of playing Napoli under Carlo Ancelotti. It really, really did. And we go and look into the player stats. It's easy to see, like, why Alisson is our man of the match. And then Trent, Virgil van Dijk, Joel Matip, the defence. The defenders, for us, were the men of the match. They really, really were. Obviously, Mane, as the attacking player, was the only one, really, who did anything of a great deal of note. Obviously, you go all the way down. Yeah, Milner can't really get a high rating because he went off injured, which is unfortunate. But Gini Wijnaldum was probably the most disappointing substitute that we brought on. He's not winning his duels. He's not winning his ground duels. His aerial duels, lost that one as well. He's only on for 25 minutes, and to get a 6.4 in 25 minutes is quite disappointing. Now, how do we move on for the next game? Now, the next game, from what I remember, from what I've heard, and what I think we all heard anyway, is that Andy Robertson should be back playing in that game against Palace as well. And make no mistake, like, Palace will give us more of a game than I think Everton will. Like, Everton gave us a game here, and Crystal Palace will be a very, very difficult game. They came off in the weekend. They got a 2-0 victory themselves as well, and they're looking pretty good. I can't lie, they are looking pretty good, looking sharp, looking defensively good, attacking good as well. It's going to be difficult, and Palace is always a difficult game. It always is. So that is one that I'm nervous about, and we've just got to see what happens from there. But Andy Robertson coming back in should hopefully be a bit of a confidence booster, should do quite well, hopefully, with him being back in the squad. And obviously, other players that I'd like to see back in is Mo Salah. We missed him so much. We really did miss him. Missed his trickery, missed his pace, missed his dribbling, and, missed his left foot as well. We really missed that as well. But what will hopefully happen is that Andy Robertson comes back in at left back. Hopefully that happens here, which then means we get the Van Dijk, Joe Gomez partnership with Trent Alexander-Arnold as well. On the back of this performance, I see no reason to not use Fabinho. He surprised me. I was expecting the worst because of how he was playing before this 3-month break as well. Obviously Henderson as well. And in the midfield for Palace, against Palace as well, I'm not opposed to using Naby Keita. If it's not Naby Keita though, I think we've got to go with Oxlade-Chamberlain in his natural position over here. And then the front line for me, Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, and then this place is up for grabs. I don't know who you would use. I really don't. It's a very physical team in Crystal Palace as well, so maybe it could be a time to use a Divock Origi from the start. I still would like to see Minamino used down the middle, or you put a Salah or a Sadio Mane down the middle and you put Minamino on one of the wide positions? I don't know. But people are saying it's a very disappointing performance. People were absolutely going off their heads yesterday after this came out as a 0-0 against Everton. Listen, we've seen it since this Premier League has come back from this 3-month break. A lot of overreaction from different fan bases if their team has won or whatever's happened. Now, you've got to realise it's 3 months away from competitive football. They can do all the training that they want, and to be fair, they haven't. None of the teams, and I'm not just talking about Liverpool here, none of the teams have had, the greatest amounts of training and such like that anyway. So you've got to allow them a little bit of an iffy performance here or there. As long as the performances pick up, we should be fine. We should be all good, and we shouldn't have anything to really worry about. What it means for us as well moving forward is that now we need 5 points to secure the Premier League title. So, look, it's still another, 2 wins or something like that. Hell, I tell you this now, and I said this to someone last night and they were not happy about it. I'd take 5 more draws if it meant that we secured the title. Don't care how you do it. People talking about wanting to break Man City's, Premier League points record. I don't care. Only thing I care about is the Premier League. And if we have to do 5 more draws to go and get it, then we'll do 5 more draws. I genuinely don't care. And that is my point of view. That is the rest. That is the end of this review anyway. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm pretty sure I know what most people think about this game. It was pretty, for neutrals, it was probably pretty dull. For us, it was heart-wrenching, heartbeat stopping. It was all those things combined, and with a little bit of disappointment as well. But I have faith that we will pick things up. We've got Palace coming up next as well, which... that's, as I say, it's not going to be an easy game. Let me know what you think in the comments below anyway. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please do like it and subscribe if you're new around here. For now, I'm going to get out of here and do a review of all of the other games this weekend. I'll catch you later.